Welcome to Deep River Farm, folks. Well, temperature's running around 33 here right now. We've got a tremendous amount of snow, freezing rain taking place. As I've looked on the radar earlier this morning, it looks like the East Coast is just completely saturated with water, snow, and freezing rain from all the way up into Canada, plumb down into Florida. And it looks like it's just not going to let up. Now, we've been watching too, all over areas of Kentucky, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, all up and down through those areas. Those folks now are getting the same type of flooding, not to the extent, but similar flooding to that of Hurricane Helene. And they're attributing this to a front that has stalled out over the Appalachians. Well, I don't know about that. I've seen too much spraying up in the atmosphere, if you know what I mean, this past week that would tell me otherwise, that all this rain is being, let's just say it's being engineered. We had quite a bit of that on Wednesday around the house, and I just happened to take some pictures of that stuff that I'm going to be posting on my community page. So you may want to take a look at that, and we'll show you what I was talking about. But I noticed there was quite a bit of this activity going on, and I thought it was kind of strange, knowing that this front was coming through from California, and they was going to go ahead and spray everything. It was like to get additional rain over the area here. Now, we're not close to Kentucky or those areas up in there, so it makes me wonder if that same scenario occurred up in those areas as well, that is causing all this rain and stuff. And we had a severe squall line thunderstorm come through earlier this morning, late last night, with high winds and heavy rains and thunder and lightning. So looking at the weather forecast for midweek, they're looking at another cold front coming through, and we're supposed to get a lot of freezing rain and ice. So we're getting hammered, folks, with a lot of water in North Carolina, and those folks in the mountains are getting hammered. There's extensive flooding going on, like I said, in Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia, West Virginia. There's a lot of Swiftwater rescues going on, people being trapped in their homes, and having the fire departments having to go in and retrieve people from their homes that's being flooded, and people that are stuck on the opposite sides of rivers and creeks having to be rescued. And it's just another big play, another reminder of Hurricane Helene. Now, in western North Carolina, there was a lot of rain earlier in the week. Like I said, we had 3-4 inches of rain early in the week, and that filled the rivers, the creeks, the streams. Everything was to capacity. And now this big squall line's come through and dumped all this rain again, high winds. There's power outages all scattered all over the western North Carolina mountains right now. And people, especially kids, I was listening to Brother Bud's broadcast on the Appalachian Navy channel, and he was talking about with the kids, and a lot of the folks had been telling him that the children seeing this rain and this flooding take place are scared. And a lot of people haven't slept in days because of the rivers coming up and the creeks rising, and the muddy rushing waters and things. It's just give them a kind of like PTSD all over again from what they've witnessed. So you folks be in prayer for these folks that are in the mountains, and pray for these folks that are now being affected with this same stuff up in Kentucky and West Virginia, Tennessee, and those areas. We're going to try to get some more information about that that's affecting those areas. Hopefully this front will move on through without causing any more damage than it has up in those areas. But the Northeast is getting hammered, and there's a lot of ponding of water with all this snow, and then it turns to freezing rain. There's a lot of trees that are heavy with ice, and hopefully the temperatures will warm up enough that it won't create problems in the Northeast with power and things like that, because they're already in trouble with power in this area with the way the grids are set up, and they just don't have enough generating power in the North New England area to sustain itself. They're already using capacity and having to rely on other grids to provide them power. And if those grids go down in the Ohio River Valley, and or they need their power, they have to, by law, utilize what they're generating on their grids before selling it to New England or to the Carolinas. So we got a fragile grid on the electrical grid, folks, and this is something that needs to be taken care of, because we're already stretched to the max as it is with our electrical stuff. And you folks down in the South, be prepared. From what I'm hearing, we got that big old cold front coming, and possibility of frozen precipitation coming Thursday, Wednesday, depending on where you're located. Tuesday possibly in the Midwest. So you might want to get your generators and your drop cords and get plenty of gas stored up, because if it does turn to ice, it's going to be a big mess, and a lot of power will be out. I appreciate you folks watching today, and just say a prayer for those folks in those states up in West Virginia and Virginia, Kentucky, and Tennessee. And I'm sure northern North Carolina, northwest North Carolina is probably seeing a lot of this flooding coming down through from those states, coming down the rivers and stuff and off the mountains. So you folks say a prayer for them. And also we want to continue to let you know that on February 18th, Pastor Tim will be coming to speak at the Central Global Methodist Church in Asheboro. We're going to be carrying that live here on YouTube. He's going to have Brother Bud and his wife Jan with him as they come down to speak and tell about what's going on. And I imagine they're going to be talking about this storm has just recently come through, and the problems it's caused as well. So folks, stay tuned. Set that on your calendar and be prepared to tune in live on Tuesday at 5:30 here on the Deep River Farm Channel. Thanks for watching.